So we are in Long Beach right now. I'm with let's go out that way and walk. Sorry, picking up the signal. Let's go out that way. We're picking up the signal. We'll go to the front of the building again. We lost the signal as we had a beautiful setup on the car, and let's take a walk down that way. We're walking together here in the LBC. I'm with AbstractEcho Jimy, and he brought this stunning piece down to me as a wedding gift for myself and Laura. We're gonna discuss this creation. Now here you have a real driver who drives on the platforms, and as his hobby and soon to become his main business, he's creating his art, and we're gonna go over this. So check this out. So I'm with Jimy. Everyone say hi.
Hello, everyone.
So give us some idea what goes into this. I mean, you taught this to yourself, right? This is all acrylic here.
Right.
And once you put light into this prism, it's stunning, and I really, really appreciate it. It's such a beautiful gift. As you can see, you got the reds, the blues, the yellows, and in there magically he put the initials L for Laura and T for Torsten, and I think that's just the most brilliant idea. He also created a piece for Kobe Bryant, which is called 9 Remembered. He gave that to Vanessa Bryant. And so you're starting off what you said, you're creating the template, the square acrylic box, right?
Right. I use rectangles, cubes, diamonds. They seem to be the easiest to work with. But yeah, what I basically do is I order the pieces already pre-cut. One, because it's cheaper, because you have to pay an oversize fee.
Yes.
By UPS. So I get it ready cut. And that's
you get it ready cut. That's awesome. So you don't have to mess around with measuring.
Don't have to measure, don't have to mark, don't have to cut, because a diamond tip saw blade is about $130.
Really?
And they're very high maintenance. So I get it like this, but it has rough edges.
Okay.
You know, and so what I do is I sand it by about a 5-stage sanding process, and get it so it's kind of foggy, and then I buff it out. I'll either use a buffing wheel or I use a flame. And
the gluing part, I mean, how long does that take to merge those pieces together?
A minute.
A minute, really?
Yeah. It's not really gluing though. What it does is we call it welding.
Because you weld it, okay.
Yeah, because
like steel almost.
The solvent we use is thinner than water, and you put it out with a needle.
Okay.
A bottle with a needle on it, and it finds its way into the crevices. It's called capillary.
And these little lines here, I mean, you've basically drilled this into the acrylic, right?
Yes.
This is your idea, your design.
Yes, 16
16
inch holes.
Okay, and they're spaced equally, and then you're feeding it just like you would feed a thread through cloth, or you knitting. You literally, how do you get those depth and those dimensions? That's fascinating. I'm pointing inside. I mean, it's almost slanting inwards.
Well, that's exactly what it's doing.
Yeah.
And the angle, since they subtly change, it makes it look like a curved structure.
Okay.
Like I have a model in my car that my passengers see, and they always go, "How do you get the line to curve like that?"
Right.
I go, "No, look at it from the side." I show them it this way.
Okay, and then they get it.
It is straight.
Exactly.
It blows their mind. But yeah, it's something that I don't know. We'll just call it a product of a twisted mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been doing this, and it's so funny that everybody seems to like them.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I think
taking off. So. You know, hopefully,
you know, if somebody wants a super-sized one, sure, you know, that's just...
yeah, actually, I did make one. It was 3 feet by 3 feet.
Oh, that's huge. Really?
Yeah.
And how long did that take you to make?
Oh, God, that's probably, I would say, probably about 30 to 40 hours.
30 to 40 hours.
Yeah.
So, pre the pandemic, you were out there, 2019, I mean, we remember that very clearly.
Oh, yes.
I mean, you clocked up a lot of trips.
Yes, over 3,000.
3,000, exactly. And were you on both platforms?
No, I was just on Uber.
On Uber. And obviously during the pandemic, because of health reasons, etc., you figured it's safer to, you know, to wait until this all blows over, fairly much like myself.
Well, yeah, and also I wasn't getting any rides. Right.
I mean, there's just nothing out there.
The last day I drove was March 18th.
Okay,
and
which
in
was
6.5 hours I got one ride for $7.75.
well, which was in the worst, probably the thickest of the thickest pandemic times,
Yeah,
right?
so I just said, forget it. I'm just going to wait for this thing to blow over, and then the PEA came out, and I figured I'll take advantage of that. Why not? I put into it. So.
Exactly, and I mean, right now, I mean, it's coming back, but it's, you know, what would you think? Like 30% of the drivers are back, 40%?
I'm going to guess about 30.
Yeah, I would say so. I think, and that gives you the time to be creative, to do what you love most, right? And that's to create your art.
And I also went back to school. I'm I recently became a Reiki practitioner.
Reiki, yeah. Tell us a little bit about that. Who did you do that online, or where did you?
Yeah, I did. Well, I did it through a correspondence course with DVDs.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and then I had to take a test via online with my master.
Yes.
And I got that, and I plan on becoming a Reiki master in January.
That's amazing. The last time I signed up for a Reiki lesson was out in Sedona, Arizona.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of big Reiki masters out there. It was amazing.
A lot of metaphysical stuff out there.
Yeah, and everybody wants to know how Reiki is spelled. It's Reiki, right? Reiki. Check that out. It's energy healing, really, right?
Yeah, it's hands-on healing, basically.
And have you ever come across, like, you don't have to mention any patients or people, but have you really felt like where the energy is off and you could really make a difference?
Oh yeah, a couple of people, family members, friends.
Yeah.
I'm starting to build a clientele with some of the neighbors.
Yeah.
And I've done that with them. In fact, because I work with this,
you can.
The Reiki energy is automatically put into it.
Beautiful.
So you're going to hear people say weird stuff when they approach
and then I can see you wrote it. Congratulations, Torsten and Laura. So cool. It's so cool to be able to do a live feed with a person, with a friendship that I've developed through YouTube. I mean, I've got to really thank YouTube and Google for bringing us together. And that's the amazing world of the internet, right? You get to reunite with your friends on Facebook. You get to make new friends on YouTube. You create a channel, you share notes, and it's like one of my biggest contributors. You'll always see him in the streams under AbstractEcho Jimy. And I'm just so happy that you pursued your love for your art.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's a product of a twisted mind, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, product of the twisted mind, but it's a lot of fun. I quote you.
Yeah, and when something comes out, you just go, wow, that turned out even better than expected.
Yeah, that is cooler.
So it's always nice to have something new. And fresh, and that people never seen before.
Exactly. And we're down here with Ruben. We met in Long Beach at 793 Redondo Avenue. I can see they're drilling away there, making a bit of noise. We're competing with the noise, but I'm hearing you loud and clear on the mic, which is cool. So the front color, the L is gold, right? The T is green. And to add its sort of depth and dimension, it's sort of blue and red, right?
Yeah,
which really...
I call that, well, that's what we call a yin and yang type weave.
The yin and yang, okay.
Just because they do does kind of resemble a yin and yang. Not
yes.
entirely, but you get the idea. And,
right, we have a comment that says, wow, isn't it beautiful? What do you guys say? This is Jimmy. You know him from the channel. Here we are live together, and he's literally presenting my wedding gift. Isn't that cool, guys? Yep, you're getting cool, very cool. Good, and then what I asked Jimmy to do is after the feed, after we sign off here, I'm going to go inside. What I'm going to ask him to do is when he goes back to this live feed that he can drop some links, because I briefly got to show you, and we both think highly of Kobe Bryant. He made this art piece called 9 Remembered, 9 being Kobe Bryant's number. He made that as a gift for Vanessa Bryant. It was a purple, gold version of this, very much, right? With the numeric 9 in it, right?
It was symbolic 9 cubic inches.
Okay, 9 cubic.
I normally make them 10. But
okay, you made it.
I made it 9
wow.
Cubic. And if they want to, they can view it on my Facebook page, Linear Fusion Art.
Say that again?
Linear Fusion Art.
Linear Fusion Art. I'll be putting that after the feed as well. Linear Fusion Art. You can go to his YouTube channel and you can subscribe. You can follow his pieces. And hey, how are you, buddy? Good. So I truly appreciate your time, man.
Oh, I truly appreciate you for what, on behalf of all the drivers, thank you for what you've done for us.
Thank you, buddy.
And thank you for all the help. And like you said earlier, feelings mutual about Google and YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. We love.
If it weren't for them, we would wouldn't.
If it wasn't for Google and YouTube, we wouldn't not have met. And can you see all the ashes? I mean, we got a lot of, it's a lot of ashes coming down here. You can't maybe see that in the camera, but it's literally raining down on us because of all the fires in California. We're standing here out in the open and it's drizzling down on us, all these little flakes of ashes. In fact, we have a couple on there already. Cool. Well, hey, dude, I am so grateful for this beautiful present. And we say thank you to everyone in the feed. You got to meet Jimy AbstractEcho. Thank you for watching. And you will see some of his other pieces once we add the links below. Thank you again. Appreciate you.
Take care.